Today we're going to be unboxing a brand new Bugaboo Lynx, having a look at what's inside the box and showing you how to assemble it for first use. So let's get started. Alrighty. Bugaboo always does these smaller boxes. It's quite nice. Everything packs quite flatly. So first look is like this. Flip side of that is, of course, there's always a certain degree of assembly. We have Canopy, what looks like the seat and potentially the storm cover for the bassinet. Note here, I'm starting to figure that outside of the US, it looks like you can't actually get the Lynx without the bassinet, at least as far as I've found. Just a note for wherever in the world you might be purchasing the stroller. Here's the shopping basket. We have the rear wheels. More textiles, which we'll get to in a little bit. Show you what's there. Then, rain cover, instruction booklet and warranty information. Here comes our chassis. Bumper bar, front wheels, canopy struts, elements to the seat frame including the harness, and in the bottom we have our seat and bassinet frame and some more elements. Alright, we're going to take away all the packaging and show you what's here. The first step then is to mount the chassis. So you have the main body of the chassis, you have the rear wheels, the front wheels, and the shopping basket. You can pull up the handle a little bit, it'll give you a little bit of space. And after that, if you look here on the handle arms, you have these little triggers with a little black safety button on top. And so you're going to need to depress those black buttons and then pull in on those two white triggers. And this will allow you then to rotate the different elements of the chassis all the way up so that they're upright. Then we're going to put the wheels in place. Just a matter of snapping in the back wheels. And the front wheels. They're hard to push in, then you can just press in on this white button on the front. Over time, when that wears down a bit, it tends to get a little bit easier just to snap them into place. And then we can move on to the shopping basket. So, this is the rear of your shopping basket. The small end is the front end. We're just going to slide it in like this. And then it just has these really simple buttons here. Just going to pull those over. Just like eye hole buttons. Doing the central 4 first. And then there are rear and front eye hole buttons as well. And then the front, the other side, and then in the rear, you have it here as well. And there we go. So again, your 4 buttons on either side are one at the front frame, one there, and one down at the rear. That's the mounting of the chassis. So then we'll move on and we'll do the bassinet and then show you how to mount the seat as well afterwards. Bassinet assembly then. You're going to start with your main textile portion of the bassinet and we're going to establish what the head and the foot is. So the foot has only one canvas loop here and it has a zipper on the ridge. The head has 2 and no zipper, but it does have these flaps. You take your baseboard and slide it in. And the baseboard has these feet. And these feet are going to pop out through the bottom of the textiles. So, pressing it down inside. And it pops out here. And there's also another little eyelet. And you're going to pull it over these little pegs on the head and foot. That. And like that. Head is away from me. Next stage then is to put this inside the actual frame. You're going to pull in your frame, pull down your foot or feet, and then we're going to slide this in. All right. Then after that, you have these little plastic clips, and these are going to go in. There's like a trough on the inside here, and you want to pull them in so that the bottom part of the plastic foot goes in first, and then you can snap in the top part. You look a little bit closer at this plastic piece. On the bottom is this like arched piece, and that's to give it a little bit of tension, and the top has this little clip. So you're going to press this in, but these little feet remain on the outside of the trough. You're pressing it in so that that arched part is there, and then you press down, and that's going to press in on that arched part. And then the top part will pop into place. I'll try to show this a little bit closer. So these little feet remain on the outside, but this little bit goes in and hooks in on the inside there, yeah? And then you press down and it pops into place. And afterwards, this works kind of like on a curtain. Yeah, you can pull these around, and when everything is in place, the textiles itself will keep it taut. Okay, I'm going to pop all of these in place then. All of those little connectors have now been clicked into the trough, and before I move on to the head section, I'm just going to space it around such that at the end, they're evenly pressed up against this plastic, which is like the ending. And in order to hold it all tight, you can end by pulling these loops over the connection points for the bumper bar. Okay, then we're going to flip it around, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This flap needs to remain up because we're going to pull it over and tuck it in afterwards. It shouldn't be locked inside. All right, all of the connectors on this side then. There's one in the very center, and that goes in the middle of that mechanism, which you'll see there, which is it's pretty self-explanatory when you're doing it. For the next step, you'll need these struts, and these are for holding the textiles taut at the head and at the foot of the bassinet. So we'll start with the foot. What you're going to do is you're going to need this thinner one, and there's that canvas loop. So you're going to pull this little clip, plastic clip part, through this canvas loop. And this is going to press up against here. So it's like kind of like a slingshot, like a Y, and that's going to hold it up in there. I'm going to flip it upside down. You're going to find that button that we pulled through the eyelet, and that's going to go through the larger hole, and then you're going to pull it to the side into the slit, and it'll hold it taut. So pressing that Y up against the frame, and it's going to take a little bit of pressure. Press it through and slide it up, and now it's taut there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, only on the head you have 2 of these and 2 corresponding loops. So first get your loops in order. There you go. Again, this is going to brace up against the bottom of the seat frame. here. Pull it down over that button and slide it up until it locks into place. There we go. Like that. Next, you have these plastic flaps here. You're going to pull this whole back element over and just tuck those in underneath. And those are just to help hold the textiles around the top of this frame. Like this. Next stage is to assemble the mattress. So you have the main portion of the mattress. You have this nifty sweat cover. And then you have your sheet or your liner. So we're just going to layer these up top like this and then fit them inside the sheet liner or the covering or whatever you want to call it. I find it easiest to fold that in half and then pull it all the way down to the bottom and then allow the corners to find the correct positions, and then we'll pull it up and do the top. There we go. Then we can fit it down inside the bassinet. Such, and move on to our canopy. So for the canopy, you have the main portion of the canopy. You have these two struts, and you have these two hinged adapter bits. So you're going to need to pull off at least one of your hinged adapter bits. It's easiest, I guess, to show two. You're going to go like this. If you can imagine the canopy is laying backwards, so then this goes like on, this is my left and your right, yeah? And then the front of the canopy would fold up like that, because it's easy to get those backwards. Then you have here the front of the canopy, and you'll know the back because it has this little open area, which is going to connect over the back. So this, you want to take your struts and find the correct channels for them down here at the side, and just feed them all the way through. One in the front and one in the center. Then we're going to put these into place. So looking again at this adapter like this would of course be the front, the one on top, the one underneath is the middle strut. So there, and there. There, and there. Then on the inside of the textiles here, you have two elastic loops, and these are going to go over these little hook bits on the sides of the adapters. Then you're going to take the main body of the bassinet, turn it with the head towards you, take these adapters, and they connect right here. So pull back that textile a little bit, and then first you angle it in this way, you clip it in the top, and it clips underneath. Then I'm going to feed this around because I want that little opening to go correctly over this on the back. Just going to hold it into place. Pull it around the side. And we'll do the last side then. Go. And then you can just straighten out all of your textiles, of course. All right. Then you need your storm cover. This is just a matter of it zipping into place on the top. And lastly, you have your bumper bar, which is to be used as a handle, of course, in this case. So you want these white buttons facing inwards because they do rotate. And you're just going to snap it in place. So if you're planning on just using the bassinet then, you're all set. You just want to lift it up and pop it right in on onto those two adapters and make sure, of course, that that's locked into the flat position. All right, now we're going to show you how to assemble a seat in case you're getting this model to use with an older child. Moving on to the seat unit, you need again your clean frame, this footrest piece, the mechanical back and baseboard elements, seat fabrics, bumper bar, and our pre-assembled canopy. So, you're going to begin with that footrest, identifying again the foot of the frame and the head of the frame. Leave these folded in to start with. And you're going to slot these in on either side into that trough. Like this, it's going to pop into place. There we go. And then we're going to do the other side. It'll just snap right into place. When both sides are snapped into place, you can pull this down. Just pressing it all down as tight as possible. Then we're going to fold these arms up. And these are also going to click in. Yeah? So you're going to need to like bend this inwards to get the top part of this arm first, and it'll slide in under the lip of that trough, and then it all just kind of pops into place. Next, you're going to take this assembly here. You'll see that there are these metal pegs at the top here, and there are hooks here. I'm going to slide those on and clip them onto those metal pegs. And then, if you look here at the side, this little circular moon groove is going to connect onto these struts. If it goes up from under, then it just slides into place. Keep your belts out of the way as much as you can. And then press this down, and then you're going to click this into place as well. What essentially just popped is these two little pegs that pop through there, and then hold it into the correct form. Next, we're going to take the textiles for the seat. Open up all of your belts first. Just press in on that white button. And we're going to feed all of these belts, or start off with the shoulder straps, feeding them through here at the top. And then you're going to want the lip of this fabric to go over the frame. And this little hole is again going to pull over that little clip in the middle there. Which does not hold it very well in my opinion. But there we go. All right. And we're going to take our side belts, slot them through these slits. Make sure to get your pads as well. You can adjust all of your belts at the end, of course. And we're going to take our central buckle, pull it through as well with that pad. So with these belts, you want to make sure they don't get twisted around. But the idea is that the pad will face upwards. And this is one of these cool things about Bugaboo, is so that when it's all snapped together and you disconnect the central buckle, they just kind of pop up. And they're kind of in place already for your child. Same goes with the side belts. The proper positioning of the side belts is so that flat part is facing away from you as well, like this. It pops out. Okay. Then, if you look on the bottom, there's another lip here on either side, and there are 4 of these little buttons. One of these eye hole buttons. There we go. And from the other side. Go. Then lastly, you have these canvas straps here, and they're going to connect just right in there through those little plastic hook areas. You want to make sure that that's like leg rest board is pressed in flat, otherwise you won't get the correct angle. It likes to pop out of that pocket. And it needs to be above this lip. There we go. Easier to do from underneath. This. All right. Then we're going to take our canopy and we're going to attach this in the same way we attached the bassinet. So I'm just going to do one side first. And pull it all the way around the back so that I can connect that little slit again over that minimalistic clip. And all the way to the other side. And clip it into place. Then you can do your final adjustments and attach your bumper bar. And then lastly, as with the bassinet, you just click it into place. So, in any case, this was our unboxing and assembly of the Bugaboo Lynx. We will be coming out with a review of this for this model, as well as some other instructional videos and comparisons and so on. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. We hope this video was interesting to you, and if it was, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us continue making videos in the future. Thank you.